Before we start, let us bow our head and let us pray.
I will continue, O my God, to do all my action for the love of you. Lord, grant us your wisdom now and forever. Amen.
Good morning, class. How are you? Are you ready for today's class?
Good morning, Ma'am. Yes, we are ready.
Before we start our lesson for today, first, find a comfortable and quiet place to study. Second, mute your microphone unless it's your turn to speak. Third, turn your camera on when I say so. 4, respect your teachers and classmates. 5, post only relevant message and comment. 6, stay focused and disciplined. 7, participate actively. Now, I want to know if any of your classmates are absent. Student, all you have to do is open your mic and say present. Do you understand?
Yes, Ma'am.
Cataliana Elaine? Yes, ma'am. Open nyo, Shonina?
Yes, Ma'am.
Cataliana Emerald?
Yes, Ma'am.
I'm glad because no one is absent today. Give yourself a round of applause. Let's have our spelling. Kindly get your notebook and pen. Are you ready?
Yes, Ma'am.
Number 1, delight. Delight. Number 2, advantage. Advantage. Number 3, wonderful. Wonderful. Number 4, holiday. Holiday. Number 5, servant. Servant. It's done. Kindly take a picture of your seat work and send it to me through personal message, and I will also check that later. Before we start our new lesson for today, let us have a short review of what we discussed last meeting. Anyone?
Cause is the reason why something happened. It is the producer of the effect. An effect, on the other hand, is the result of the cause.
Very good. I have a set of pictures here. I want you to rearrange them according to their sequence. Read the sentence that accompanies each scene. What is the first scene, Elaine? The first scene is Misa wants to wrap a present. What is the second scene, Shonina?
The second scene is she puts paper around the present.
What is the third scene, Emerald?
The third scene is Messi ties a tide bow.
What is the last scene, Elaine? The last scene is she gives present to her mother. Very good. Next set of picture. Time order. Time order. In a chronological sequence or time order, the author used the order of events or chronology to inform readers about events or contents. Again, what is the author used to inform the readers about events or contents? Shonina?
Time order.
Can you please read the next sentence, Emerald?
Time order is the ideas on the text that are organized according to the time when they happened.
Thank you. Can you please read the next sentence, Elaine? The events may be organized or by time, date, or date by arranging events as a series of steps or by following a list-like structure. Shonina, can you please read the next sentence?
Chronological sequencing is commonly used in non-fiction texts. In non-fiction, there are usually clear time markers such as dates or times of day to indicate a clear timeline.
Emerald, read the last sentence.
Time order can suit different rhetorical modes or patterns of exposition. It naturally fits in narration because when we tell a story, we usually follow the order in which events occur.
I have an example of narration. I will read it. Mr. Mutter and his morning exercise. Mr. Motter was a very well-liked neighbor that we had for years. One day, he woke up and didn't feel so well. He decided to go to see Dr. Jerome to see what the problem might be. Dr. Jerome is the best. Dr. Jerome did some blood work on Mr. Matters. He found that his blood contained very little vitamins and minerals. He recommend that Mr. Matters begin to eat more fruits and vegetables. In addition, he want Mr. Matters to exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes every time. Mr. Matters wanted to feel better, so he followed the good doctor's advice. Every morning he woke up, he followed the same routine. First, he ate a grapefruit and drank a glass of water. He would then walk 2 miles. He would end off with a full body stretch. Then he would ride his bike to work. As months went on, Mr. Matter felt a ton better. He began help Miss Stewart prune her garden every night after work as a form of payment. Miss Stewart would always make Mr. Matters a healthy dinner. Place the events in order, 1 being first by using 1 to 6. What will be the number 1, Elaine? The number 1 is Mr. Matters went to the doctor. What is number 2, Shonina?
Number 2 is Mr. Matters ate a grapefruit.
What is number 3, Emerald?
The number 3 is he walked 2 miles.
What is the number 4, Elaine? Number 4 is Mr. Matters did a full body stretch. What is number 5, Shonina?
Number 5, he will ride his bike to work.
What is number 6, Emerald?
Number 6 is Mr. Matters helped prune Miss Stewart's garden.
All of you are correct. Very good, everyone. I have another example. First, put the seed on soil. Next, put a right amount of water every day. Then, put it under the sunlight. After that, there will be a sprout in the soil. Lastly, the sprout will be a big plant. It explains the right process to follow and how it happens. But time order might also apply to example description or parts of any other pattern of exposition. Time order is often used in A story, B. Historical topics, C. Direction, step, procedures, process. Again, when the time order is often to be used. Signal words. Here are the words we can use if we create a time order. Emerald, can you please read the first row of words?
After, afterwards, ago, already, always, at last, at that time, at the same time.
Shonina, can you please read the second row of words?
Before, during, eventually, finally, first, first of all, following, further, immediately.
Elaine, can you please read the third row of words? Initially, in the first place, in the meantime, in that moment, in the instant, lastly, later, now, not long after, next, once, presently, secondly, sometimes, soon, soon after, subsequently, suddenly, then, to begin with, today, until, while. The commonly used signal words for this type of text are first, second, in the beginning, next, after, before, then, Next, finally, lastly. Again, I have another example of a paragraph that you will identify the time order text on. Floor building. The first thing we had to do was build the frame for the floor of the house. Then, we used a rope to raise all the wood up into the tree. Afterwards, we carefully nailed the board to the frame, and soon we had a floor. Elaine? First, then, afterwards, and soon. Very good! Additional, specific time indicators such as names of days, month, or years, time of day, etc. Do you have any question?
None, ma'am.
What is another code for time order? Shonina?
Chronological sequence, ma'am.
Very good. Time order is often used in Emerald,
In a story, historical topics, and direction, step, procedures.
Very good, Emerald. Okay, knowing the time order help you to clarify speech and writing, to make sure that listeners and readers understand the order of events. When writing a story, they help to move the story forward as well, beginning, middle, and end structure. We have one another activity. Okay, we read the story first. Place the number with 1 on the lines to correctly order the event as they happened. When lightning strikes, the sky was gray and getting darker as black clouds passed overhead. I was in an open field where the rain suddenly began pouring down on me. A huge gust of wind came up and blew off my hat. Just then, I heard the thunder. Boom, boom, boom. I jumped. It sure sounded like a bomb had just blown. I tried to run back to my cabin, but the screeching wind was pushing me back. 1 second later, lightning struck a tree and it started on fire. I was really scared, but I couldn't move for some strange reason. The wind had stopped, but the rain was still going at full force. I finally dragged my tired body back to the small cabin. I opened the door, and my mom screamed because she didn't know it was me. After I had cleaned up, she told I had looked horrible. I laughed and put my freezing cold body in my nice little sleeping bag. Place the numbers starting with 1 on the lines to correctly order the event as they happened. Okay, let's check your activity. Elaine, what is the number 1? The number 1 is it become very dark. Very good. Number 2, Shonina.
Rain poured on the author.
Number 3, Emerald.
The wind began to make strong gusts.
Number 4, Elaine. The thunder began to crush. Number 5, Shonina.
The lightning struck a tree.
Number 6, Emerald.
The author got in a sleeping bag.
Very good. Everyone give yourself a good job clap. GOODJOB, good job. Good job. GOODJOB, good job. Good job. It seems like you understand our lesson for today. So, here are seat work and you will write your answer on your answer sheet. Okay, if you're done answering, this is your assignment for today. Okay, student, this is the end of our class. Goodbye and stay safe, everyone. Goodbye,
Goodbye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Goodbye, ma'am.